Evidence beyond the score. Hello, I'm Real Ideal, the philosopher of study. Today I want to talk about something almost every student and parent has felt. I studied so hard, how can the score be only this? This episode is based on a chapter from my book, Things You Should Know Before You Study, called Evidence Beyond the Score. The moment you say, this can't be right. When we study, we eventually stand in front of one ruthless object, the score. You change your study method. You reflect on past mistakes. You keep a better schedule. You even reduce your phone time. For a month you really try. You feel proud. Okay, this time something must have changed. Then the test is over. And the report card comes back. Your eyes go straight to one line. The score, the grade, the rank, and if it's lower than you hoped, or only a little higher. One sentence pops into your head automatically. This can't be right. The room suddenly feels heavy. That one number makes the whole month feel like a waste. Because in that moment, the score seems like the only proof that your study worked. 2. When you've changed the method but the numbers don't move fast. Imagine this. You decide, I won't just grind through problem sets anymore. So this time, you read more carefully, you think things through, you write and summarize, you try to understand why, not just how. For a whole month you do this. You even promise yourself, I'm not going to overreact to the score this time. I'll focus on the process. But the day the scores come out, your heart doesn't listen to your brain. You see the number and it wobbles again. Yes, it went up, but only this much? You feel like your effort and the result are not matching. So a new doubt appears, maybe I'm just not the type who improves. On the outside, the change looks small. But on the inside, something very important has already started. 3. Intellectual growth lives in the realm of sense. Here is where we usually get confused. Scores are numbers, but growth is a sense. Scores show up clearly, this test, this sheet of paper, this number. But intellectual growth doesn't shout. It whispers. It shows up as things like, when you read, the text feels a bit less foggy than before. With a new type of question, instead of freezing, you think, wait, this is kind of like that concept I learned last week. When you get a question wrong, you don't just copy the correct answer. You ask, where did my thinking first go off track? And you can actually explain it in your own words. None of this appears as a clear 10 points on the paper. So it's easy to miss. But this is how intellectual growth actually happens. It's like your height or a tree growing. Looking every day in the mirror doesn't show you much. But compare a picture from a year ago, and you say, wow, I really changed. Growth first lives in the realm of feeling, before it enters the realm of numbers. 4. The day your attitude becomes your proof. You keep going with this new way of studying for another month. And one day, you notice a small, strange scene. In the past, you avoided questions you didn't know. Now you can sit with them a little longer. In the past, you opened the answer key in 10 seconds. Now you try once more on your own before you check. In the past, you just marked the right answer in red. Now you actually write a line like, I assumed A, but the text implied B. That's why I was wrong. You also notice this, new concepts don't all feel like new enemies anymore. Some of them feel like friends of a friend you've already met. At that moment, something clicks. Wait, I really am not the same as before. Your attitude is different. Your eyes are different. Your questions are different. The growth is no longer an abstract hope. It has become a felt reality. This is what I call evidence beyond the score. 5. The score is not the only court that judges your effort. Now, let's be clear. Scores are not useless. We live in a system where exams matter. We can't just ignore them. But there is a mistake we repeatedly make. We try to prove all of our growth in that one courtroom called score. The truth is this, growth begins inside, quietly, deeply, before it shows up on the test paper. That inner growth eventually appears in your behavior, your choices, your thinking. When you think a bit deeper than before, ask better questions, sit with confusion instead of running away, Come back to the desk after disappointment. That is evidence. When this inner evidence stacks up enough, the numbers will usually follow. But by then, you already know something important. The score is just a bonus. The real proof was growing inside me the whole time. That's when you start to trust yourself, not just the number in the corner of the paper. This trust is the true study confidence, the belief that if I keep working like this, I will keep growing. That is the real fuel that keeps long-term learning alive. 6 today's questions and closing. So let me end with a few questions for you. In the last month, besides your scores, what has changed inside you? After your last exam, did you only look at the number, or did you also look for evidence beyond the score in your attitude? When you were disappointed, is it possible that growth had already begun, and you just didn't recognize it yet? One of the things you should know before you study is this: growth arrives before the score. The score is often the last one to notice. Don't throw away your quiet, invisible progress just because one number didn't shout loud enough yet. This was evidence beyond the score, from things you should know before you study. I'm Real Ideal, the philosopher of study. Thanks for learning with me.